In this video, we're talking about using manifestation to heal even after the doctors have given up. I've done it, and I'm going to show you the tricks that you need to know so that you can do it too, right now. Hi, I'm Marna. I'm a mindset and lifestyle coach, and I'm here to help you figure out how to heal even after the doctors have given up. Now, just so you know that I know what I'm talking about, I was put into a wheelchair with a degenerative spinal condition in 2008. In 2012, the doctors told me that I would never, ever walk again. And I proved them wrong. So we're going to talk about what I did, how I did it, and how you can take the same thing and apply it to heal your conditions, no matter what they are and no matter how hopeless the doctors tell you your situation is. The first thing we need to establish is what exactly manifestation is. Now, this can be a fairly complicated subject, so let's go ahead and establish our vocabulary, get started at the ground level, and know that we're all talking about the exact same thing, all right? Good. Manifestation, put simply, is the art and science of controlling energetic outflows to produce a desired result. It's that simple. Now, how do we do this? What we're doing in the long run, and if you want to see the whole thing about this, I'll put a link to my book, Quantum Metaphysics, in the box below, so you can order that and look it up. But what we are doing when we are manifesting is we are using the power of our brains to control our personal quantum energy field to produce an energetic response. Now, that energetic response could either be within the body, in the case of healing, or if you're creating a desired result from outside, say, bringing in abundance, bringing in love, any of the other things that manifestation tends to bring us. All of it works on the same principle. It all comes down to understanding how quantum energy interacts, knowing how to control the energy you put out, and knowing how it will interact with the energy around you to produce the result you want. Okay, so that's the theory. Now let's talk about the practicality. All manifestation breaks down into the same basic steps. Step one is you got to get it right in your head. You have to know exactly what it is you're manifesting, why you're manifesting it, and how you want it to be in your physical reality. The clearer your understanding of what it is that you're looking for is, the better your manifestation is going to be. The second step is you have to let the universe know what you're manifesting. You have to put your energy out so that it can come back to you. If you're just sitting at home on the sofa going, oh, it'd be so nice to have $1 million, you're not going to manifest it. However, if you are getting out there into the universe, letting the universe know that $1 million is your goal and is something that you're working towards, you will manifest that. The next step, and this is the step that no one wants to do, and it is the most crucial, you have to do the work. When I was making myself walk again, I was going out into the water every day until I could stand up and making myself walk through water on wet sand. You will not get your manifestation by sitting around and wishing. You must work for your manifestation, no matter what it is. You have to put in the effort to get the results. Now then, the next hardest step, I mean, wasn't that hard enough? The next hardest step is you have to be patient. Once you have put the energy out, once you have done the work, once you have set the stage for your manifestation to come to you, you've got to give it a little bit time to get there. If you're manifesting something that's on the other side of the world, travel time is going to be an issue, no matter how good of a manifester you are. Now, the better you are at doing these steps, the faster your manifestations will come into your life. But you must have an element of patience. You must be willing to let the universe bring it to you. I mean, really, do you go into a restaurant and after the waiter's taken your order and put it in, do you sit there and change your order 3 times and then expect to get your food at the same time as everyone else? It doesn't work that way. You know this. So once you have gotten your vision clear, once you have stated what it is you are manifesting, once you have put in the work, get the universal chef a little bit of time to cook it up, okay? Okay, great. And then the last element of manifesting, you must be grateful for it. You must appreciate the enormity of what you have done in creating this incredible change in your life and bringing it forth into your life. And you have to hit that state of gratitude before it's even there. So those are the basic steps. Now let's start getting into the details. Now, the way the universe works for manifestation is actually really, really similar to the old binary computer code. You have 2 states of being, on and off. The universe, when you're manifesting, has 2 states of being regarding whatever it is you're manifesting, on and off. This is why it's so important that you be very, very clear in exactly what it is that you're manifesting. The universe does not have subtleties in this. It will look at whatever it is your focus is on and say, switch on. Now, if you are focused on, I am a healthy individual, switch on, hey, we're all good, right? If you are focused on, the doctors say I'm never getting better, switch on. And sure enough, that is exactly what you will get. This is why mindset is so, so important going into this. I cannot say this enough. What you are focused on is what you will manifest. If you do not have your focus in the right place, you are setting yourself up to fail. Do not focus on what your illness is. Do not focus on what the prognosis is. Do not focus on the doctors said. Focus on the healthy you. Focus on the you that you will be in a year's time. Focus on the you that is doing the impossible. Trust me, I do the impossible. I do 6 impossible things a day before my morning coffee because that's how far it takes for me to walk from my bed to the coffee maker and get one brewing. 6 steps the doctors said I would never be able to take. Focus on what you are manifesting, not on what the negative is. Remember, there's switch on and switch off. When you focus, you turn the switch on. So, focus, 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 focus. And if you need help focusing, meditation. There are tons of meditations out on YouTube for finding and focusing on a specific goal. Put yourself in the mindset of already having what it is that you are manifesting, or else you are going to manifest something else entirely. Now, what is your truth? What is your story? What is it that you are telling the world is your reality? You see, the reality that we have around us is what we told the world it would be 6 months ago. The reality that we see manifesting in our daily lives as is the reality we already created. We create our reality by telling our stories. What is your story? What story have you put out to the universe? What have you told the universe is going to be your future? This is a crucial part of the manifestation process. You might have heard it referred to as speaking truth to power. Speak your truth, not the truth that you're seeing in this construct that we've already made. This is old news. Speak your truth that is coming into being. Your focus creates your reality, no matter how pleasant or unpleasant it may be. The more you focus on the unpleasant, the more the unpleasant shows up. When you talk to professional athletes, they will tell you that when they are in training mode, they will spend time doing nothing but focusing on reaching their peak performance. They will see themselves putting the basketball in the hoop or running in record time or whatever their specialty is. They focus on the reality they are creating. Now, not everyone has that level of focus. And for a lot of us, it becomes a lot easier to be able to create this focused reality when we've seen someone else do it too. That's why things like me standing here and saying, hey, used to be in a wheelchair, now I'm walking, is important, because it is showing you, yes, this can be done. And I'm not a movie star. I'm not, some super vegan health freak. I am just a plain old regular grandmother in North Georgia. And I do the impossible. I walk. I've walked all around while I've been filming this. In fact, you want to see? Yay! Working legs and absolutely no wheelchair in sight. This is just me. So it's important that you see that a regular person like me can sit here and manifest being healthy. Because if I can do it, you can do it. You just have to make it your story. And make that part of your story. If this crazy white woman in Georgia can do it, sure, I can do it too. That's okay. Make it your story and it will become your reality. I will say, I did not start getting healthier until I fired all of my doctors and said, I'm doing this my way. That is not the route for everyone, and I do not recommend that for everyone. But if you can find a doctor who understands the energy work that you're doing in manifestation, it will make the process easier. Okay? All right, so that was step 2. Now let's go on to step 3. Now, one thing that I cannot say firmly enough, if you are on a medical regimen, for the love of whatever you have holy, do not just stop taking your meds without talking to your doctor first. I am not a medical physician. I do not know the specifics of your medical care. Your doctor does. Your doctor works for you for a reason. Do not just randomly stop taking your meds because you have decided that you are going to manifest being healthy. Get healthy first, then see what you need to do to get off the medications. You are taking your medications for a reason. Please don't be stupid about it. And this is where things start to bog down. What we want to believe is that we can manifest anything, it will manifest instantly in our lives. Poof, it is there, it is done, no effort required. It's a beautiful thought, and for some people, it is a reality. It is possible to reach a point as a manifester that you can manifest anything instantly. However, most people just starting out, it takes a little bit more than that. You see, for a manifestation to work, you have put the energy in motion with what you're doing. You've put the energy out there. You've told the universe what you're getting. But for it to come to fruition, you must lay the groundwork to welcome it in. And when you're manifesting health, this means getting serious about your health. If you are manifesting no longer being diabetic, you must take responsibility for your diet and make sure that your diet is giving your body the optimal resources possible to achieve that manifestation. In my case, when I was manifesting getting out of that damn wheelchair, I went to the ocean. I was lucky enough to be living oceanfront at the time. I went to the ocean every day after my kids went to school. I went chest deep in the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Virginia in October so that I could do the work. I walked in that water. Doing that built up the muscle strength that they told me was gone. Doing that built up the flexibility in my feet so that they could handle walking on dry land again. Every day for 3 months in the fall in the Atlantic Ocean. And it was cold. I didn't have a wetsuit. It was cold most of the time. But every day I got a little bit shallower in walking. And then I would get back to the shore and drag myself back into my chair and go home. Every day I could go further. Every day I could do it in shallower water. I needed less support to be able to do it. Yes, I manifested the impossible. I got out of the chair, but it was not an instant thing. It involved doing the work. So the question is, are you ready to do the work? Are you ready to take the responsibility so that you can make this process work and manifest health in your life? It's a big thing. I'm not going to say it's not. It may take more effort manifesting health than it would be to go through the whole rigmarole, doctors and surgeries and everything else. I just did not want to live with that many holes cut in my spine. Are you ready to do the work every day? No matter how hard it is, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how many times you are laying there crying in bed wanting to give up. The Peanut Committee agrees with me. You have to do the work. If you are ready to do the work, let's make this happen. Now, I do want to take a minute and talk about roadblocks, the things that we do to sabotage ourselves in this process. Because, yeah, we all do it. You do it, I do it. It's okay. It's part of being human. There is a part of our nature that is very skeptical about things that we do not already see in the 3D world. It's really, really easy for us to say, these are pine trees. We can see them, we can touch them, we can knock on them, we can cut them down for lumber. Is it equally easy to say, these are living beings? Is it equally easy to say, the roots of all these trees intertwine and interconnect and create an information superhighway? Is it easier to say one of these trees being cut down will trigger a response in all of the rest? It's all true. We have scientific studies proving all of it, but we don't see it. So it makes it harder for us to believe. Unless we look at the data ourselves and see the electrical interconnection between all the trees in a forest, it's really, really easy for us to think that all that exists is what we're seeing with our own two eyes, that they are just discrete trees with no connection, no individuality, no sense of community. But the science says different. So, what roadblocks do we create because we do not immediately see the results that we want in the three-dimensional reality? It is really, really easy when doing something as challenging as manifesting good health for us to give up. For us to say, I tried and it didn't work and I give up. There's no way. I was fooling myself for thinking it could happen. Well, that is fooling yourself because it does happen. You just haven't seen it yet. And because you haven't seen it, you're not allowing yourself to believe it. You must change that mindset. You must, and I cannot state this enough. You must be in the mindset of, it is happening. It has already happened. I just haven't seen it yet. It has already happened. It has already happened. My next doctor's appointment, I'm going to go in and my A1C is going to be perfect. My next doctor's appointment, I'm going to go in and they're going to look at me and say, I'm sorry, but I can't find the tumor. My next doctor's appointment, they're going to do the next scan of x-rays on my spine and say, holy shit, the fusion went away. Trust me, fused joints don't normally go away, but I've had that happen. I have had a doctor sit and compare x-rays that were taken 6 years apart and say, the older x-ray shows that you no longer have a sacroiliac joint. It is 89% fused. The new x-ray, your sacroiliac joint is normal. How did this happen? I have doctors ask me on a regular basis how I do this. Because when they look at the x-rays, shouldn't be able to. But here I am. What roadblock are you setting? Now let me tell you, the roadblock that was the hardest for me, and the one that really I think was most responsible for me being in the wheelchair as long as I was, I didn't think I was worthy of being loved. How's that for a mind bender? I was in an abusive marriage. I truly did not think I was deserving of being in a healthy relationship. I truly believed that for my interpersonal relationships were predicated on me being abused. And that set up a chain reaction in so many aspects of my life. But I guess there's an air show in the area. When I changed my mindset to understanding that I didn't have to do a damn thing to be worthy of being loved. I didn't have to do anything to deserve life or health or happiness or anything else. That was when the manifestation for healing could begin working. I had to get out of my own way and tell my body it was okay for me to be healthy. I was allowed to be healthy. I was allowed to be happy. I was allowed to be abundant. I was allowed to be all of the things that I've manifested since. And it's a lot harder than people think to make that mind shift. But it can be done. Look, it doesn't matter how many manifestation videos you watch, how many tips and tricks you pick up. If you are not coming from the right mindset, it's not going to work. Now, if you would like my free PDF on how to do the self-care to get into the right mindset, drop me an email. I'll shoot it out to you. marnarenee@gmail.com. Okay? Got it? Good. So, are you ready for this? Are you ready to make the magic happen? Because you're the one who has to do it. I won't. Are you ready to do the mind shift? Are you ready to change how you think about yourself and how you relate to the world around? Are you ready to reach out into the quantum field and change the energy in your quantum field to change the energy everywhere else? Are you ready to truly get healthy? If you need help with it, I'm here. I'm more than happy to be your cheering section or to kick you in the butt and tell you to stop being an idiot. Lord knows I've done enough of both. I had teenagers. But if you're truly ready to put in the work, I'm truly ready to help you. This is possible. I've done it, and I know you can do it too.